Tom, how's the squad looking?
Yeah, no real new fresh concerns. It's been a nice week, having sort of a few days of quality training pitch time with the players to prepare for this one, and yeah, we're on the injury front. Angelo's getting closer. Tom Delly, we expect he's had a setback and he'll be longer than we expected. Jeremy's obviously returned last weekend. Kevin Kebbin's going to be in the new year. So yeah, no fresh concerns.
The one in midfield, Denny Bashiru, sometimes it's good news, then it's bad news. Is it just one of those injuries that's just not quite clear?
Yeah, there were a couple of specialists who had slightly contrasting opinions. So we're weighing up the best option, how to address his knee issue, and yeah, it'll be longer than we expected. He's had a fresh setback, yeah.
Yeah, so that could affect transfer business, couldn't it? Because losing him is a key one, isn't it?
Potentially, yeah. It's a challenging period for the whole squad. With one midfielder less, it stretches us a bit further. But I think the introduction of Imran has been a real positive one, and he's been a consistently good performer in his 4 games in the team.
You've got obviously Kayembe who can play there as well, and Duomo. How was Duomo? Because he played in that academy toward the under-21 game.
Yeah. Pierre's one of those players. He's on the fringes of it. He's certainly going to be a top player in the future, and he's someone we're looking to develop. But also, as you can see in the Sheffield Wednesday performance, we can use him now. He's got good people in the building to learn from, and he's a good option to have.
Kayembe, is it good that you can use him in those 2 different positions? He's handy, isn't it?
Yeah, Edo's someone who I really love. He's a coach's dream. You know, he goes out, he does his job to the best of his ability wherever he's put. He's a big example on the pitch. His training standards, and he would give his absolute all for you whatever the job you give him. So he's someone who we love having in our squad, and he's good. We can utilise him in an attacking or a bit more defensive midfield role.
How did Jefferson do in that under-21 game?
Yeah, positive. You know, showed real good application and attitude, and he'll be. I've been pleased with his week's training, and yeah, he's determined to show the best version of himself, and he's giving everything to improve at the minute, and I'm sure it'll work out for him.
I was going to ask about what his mindset would be like. Big signing for Bournemouth, goes to the Prem, then gets sent to a club on loan, and then playing for the under-21s. He's going to have to show some fight to get into that team. Yeah,
he is like everyone else here. It's a level playing field, and yeah, although he's had a move to the Premier League, he's a fairly inexperienced player. He's not had many games in professional football, and he knows that he needs to learn, and he works, and he's got a lot of desire to improve. So I've been really happy with his attitude recently. And his chance will come.
The young signing from Ireland, do you know much about him?
Saw him a few times. He's good profile. You know, looks like good physique, quick. Met him a couple of times and seems a nice lad, but he's not one I've been too involved in.
One for the under-21s first.
Yeah.
A quick one on the FA Cup draw away to Fulham. Someone you know very well, Marco Silva. You had a good spell with him, didn't you?
Yeah, a coach who I massively respect. You know, he's one who's had a real influence on the way I coach. He's someone who, as a player, I felt completely clear with the job he wanted from me, and it's how I'd expect and how I want my players to take the field every time. I know exactly that it's no grey areas, it's black or white what the coach wants from me, and I thought Marco was excellent at that. So he's someone who I look up to a hell of a lot, and yeah, we'll be going at it in the first couple of weeks in January.
Watford fans maybe not so sure about him the way that he left, but as a coach, when he was one of the best.
Yeah. For me, he's the best coach. Obviously, Sir Alex is the best manager I've had, but Marco was the best coach I ever played under, and a lot of respect for him.
What was it about the coaching methods? Did he keep it simple, or was it just?
Yeah, he didn't overcomplicate football. And like I said, it was completely black or white. Every decision he made complete sense. Tactically very good, and you can see the longevity he's had at Fulham. He's really starting to turn them into an established, not only an established, but could be on the verge of the top 10 team.
Cardiff this weekend off the pitch. I mean, don't know what's going on, but I mean, Omer Riza has been there, who you know again very well, and he's been there since September and is still interim manager. So they've obviously got issues off the pitch.
Yeah, not my worry. That one, it's Cardiff on the pitch. That's where my attention lies. So yeah, I've not paid any attention to what's going on upstairs or whatever at Cardiff. It's completely focused on what they are on the pitch and how we can win that game.
He did well when he first arrived there. They're going through a dodgy patch now, though.
Yeah, he had a great impact. You know, they were a team who were really struggling and looked destined for the bottom three, and he's managed to turn that round. And yeah, I think he's still got a good record. He's someone I respect. He's a coach we obviously know from here. He's actually a coach I've played under. Returning from injury to under-21s games, I've played under Omer Riza. So I've coached his son last year, and so there's a few more connections than people probably know.
Yeah, what's he like as a coach?
Yeah, very good, thorough. Not afraid to have fresh ideas or a little bit unorthodox ideas. So yeah, we have to be ready to adapt on the day, and yeah, it looks like he's got a group who are playing for him.
Two long away games now at the opposite end of the country. Not ideal, is it? But you just have to get on with it. Yeah,
I think we've already done it this year. I can't remember. Last year we did a Ipswich and Southampton in 3 days. So yeah, it's league. You know, it throws these at you in the fixture list, and yeah, we'll take it one at a time, and hopefully give our supporters good reasons to travel.
Good opportunity. We'll know quite a bit more after these 2 games, won't we?
Yeah. Like I said, we've not showed the best version of ourselves in the last 2 games, but picked up 4 points, and yeah, more performances like the Plymouth one, like the Leeds one. Although you only take 1 point from those away games, they're much better performances than QPR and Bristol City. It's the way it's worked out, but I'm sure if we continue to replicate the away performance recently, they will pick up more points on the road.
Cool.
Thanks.
Having been an interim manager yourself, what challenges does an interim manager face that people might not be aware of?
Yeah, players' buy-in is one sort of that when players know that this isn't for the long term, they might have a little less intensity to play for you, but that's absolutely not been the case for me, and it doesn't look like it is for Omer. So there's a little bit of uncertainty surrounding the club and the staff away from the technical part, but I think, yeah, players generally will give their all for themselves, for the manager, for whoever it may be, and it's not been an issue here, and it doesn't look like it is for Omer.
Do you have to live in the short term then when you're an interim? You can't really think long term. You don't know if you're going to be there to deliver it.
Yeah, absolutely. Your job is less about developing assets or developing young players. It's all about short-term results. So that was the mindset I was in. Then when you get a longer-term project, you can start thinking about that this is, yes, my number one priority is to win games, but also I have to develop players to help the club in the future.
I was looking at the league tables earlier, and Brentford in the Premier League were pretty similar record to us, and they're sort of what you call knocking on the door of being a top 6, top 8 team. Is that what takes a good team to a great team, being able to replicate what you do at home, away?
Yeah, or maybe not replicate it, but find the way. Yeah, in this league, you might have to take less risk or be more resilient away from home. There's different ways to pick up points. It doesn't have to be a replication of what you perform, how you perform at home. So yeah, we're close to finding that balance, I feel, and it should. We're planning on it coming in the next 2 games.
When you played, what was the difference between away and home?
Obviously, environment, it can be a confidence thing. Last season, it was tables completely turned. My last memories of playing away were actually COVID year, so it was a strange time, and that tables did turn that year. I think the away form was better than the home form for the league. But yeah, you either rise to the challenge or you don't. You either really like that sort of every siege mentality, and that's what we want to try and create here. That yes, we're going to places and everything feels like it could be against you, but it's really embracing that challenge.
I think you talked to the summer about doing things almost incrementally. And you've got the home form sorted. You've got clean sheets at home. Is away results, performances, the next big thing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to look at performance as a whole, to be honest, and keep adding layers onto that. But the key thing is, as you're adding those extra layers onto how we perform, is don't forget the solid foundation. So, yeah, it's been a. I love the balancing act of it. It's sort of we've had 3 clean sheets in our last 4, I think, but not looked as free flowing in attack as we were. So it's a really fine balance, sweet spot that we all strive for perfection, and we will continue to work as hard as possible. If the general performance improves, I feel like the away form will as well.
With the next 2 games, would you take a couple of sporty wins if they came out?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's probably better to be lucky than good at sometimes in this league. And listen, I want it all, so I want to perform well and take 3 points. But like I said, in our last three performances, the Plymouth was by far the best, but only 1 point taken in that game.